Hey, John. John, you're on mute. Hey, sorry, Steve. There's someone at the door. I'll be. Can anyone else hear that noise? Could you all please go on mute? This video is for anyone who wants to be heard and listen better. In this video, I'll connect you with the lost art of listening so that you can lead your team better. Listening goes beyond what just people say. It's also paying attention to how they say it, what they say, and how that resonates with you. In Kate Murphy's great book, You're Not Listening, she shares a great definition about listening. It is to be moved physically, chemically, emotionally, and intellectually to another person's narrative. The key to becoming a better listener is to build a listening habit. So let's have a look how you can do that now. When building a listening habit, the first thing to understand is how do habits form? James Clear has a really good definition of habits. Behaviors need to be obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Let's have a look at some examples about how you can start to build a listening habit. The first thing you need to do to build a listening habit is to make it obvious. What this means is priming your environment for good listening. It's especially difficult today to get that environment right for listening. So there's a few things that you can do to ensure that you have the right environment to be able to give people your full attention. As much as possible, you want to remove distractions from your environment. Now, I understand this can be difficult for people, especially if you've got families, friends, or a crowded environment in which you work. But there are a few really simple things that you can do. The first thing you can do is hide your mobile phone. It can be difficult, but it has a powerful effect on priming your environment for listening. One of the things I do is I hide my mobile phone in a drawer so that it's hidden away from sight. The second thing you can do to prime your environment is if you're on video conferencing calls, is to minimize as much as possible other browser windows and applications. If at all possible, actually switch off your monitor for where you might have your workstation and focus in on just the video device that you're joining on. So it's my experience that these two simple things, your mobile phone and your workstation, are the two biggest distractions that impact your ability to listen well. So taking action to prime your environment, to hide your mobile phone and switch off your workstation will allow you to listen much better. The next thing we want to do if we want to build a listening habit is to make it attractive. A really simple way to make it attractive, and that is simply taking a few breaths. When you do this, you're more likely to be relaxed, and as a result, you're more likely to listen to what the other person says, and you're also more likely to be in touch with how you're feeling as they say those things. Taking a few small breaths is especially important if you're listening to someone share opposing views. In Kate Murphy's book, she actually shares that when you hear opposing views, your brain actually responds as if it's being chased by a bear. So this highlights that it's important to take those few deep breaths so that you can relax your brain and be more receptive to the information that the person is sharing with you. The third thing you need to do in order to build a listening habit is to make it easy. One way to do this is to ask questions. Asking open questions is a really great way to invite the other person to share their thoughts and feelings with you. Once you know the questions to ask, it becomes much easier to listen to someone. You're more focused on listening to what the other person has to say. In the description, you'll find a link to a great book on this topic called The Coaching Habit. In the book, the author Michael shares 7 questions that you can use. One of the best questions he shares is, "And what else?" This is another great question you can ask in this situation to invite the other person to share more about the situation at hand. The final thing you need to do to build a listening habit is to make it satisfying. A really simple way to do this is just to reflect back what you've heard from the other person. There's 2 reasons why this makes listening satisfying. Firstly, it helps the other person feel satisfied in the sense that they feel like they've been heard. And secondly, often when you reflect back to the other person, they'll share feedback with you. Maybe you didn't hear them correctly, or maybe you did, and in those situations, it's often the person will share deep gratitude in the sense that they feel like they've been heard. So that was 4 ways to build a listening habit. Number 1, prime the environment to make change obvious. And number 2, breathe to make listening attractive. Number 3, make it easy by asking open questions. And number 4, make it satisfying for you and the listener by reflecting back what you've heard. To help you build a listening habit so you become a better leader, I created Switch. Across 5 days, you'll complete 5-minute exercises that help you build leadership habits. You can find a link to join Switch in the description below. And don't forget to hit subscribe so that you get all the best insights to help you, your team, and organization improve.